So up first, whoops. Up first will be Jeanette Sabero.
Alrighty. So, thank you. So I decided to make a book. I'm an architect, and one of the things that I really, really enjoy is the physicality of things. And it's really important for me to get a sense of what it is to touch, what it is to feel. And one of the first senses to develop for everybody for when we're born is the sense of touch. So through this book, what I wanted to explore was kind of that physicality. And the most fun part, I gotta say, was that as an academic project, this was the best research I had to do. And part of my research involved a lot of testing of materials and a lot of testing of how things would work in a physical, interactive book. And what I realized is that there are a lot of things that will seem cool, but if you don't work your story from the beginning to work with those interactions, they're just going to be like gimmicks. So I understood from that point that I had to make my own story. And the story may or may not be based on me, but it was really fun to start developing all of these characters and start developing this story from scratch. However, recently in my country, things got a little complicated, and one of the things that I realized is that I'm driven to help children make sense of the complexities of the world. And there are a lot of concepts like democracy and censorship, human rights, that are not really taught in real-world examples for children. They're often taught in abstract terms, and it's kind of hard to grasp for them. So what I thought was to create a story that children could relate to and understand those concepts throughout this. And also wanted to make more of a universal story and not focus on my country, rather just focus on something that every children could relate to. So I based my whole story in a school environment. The story is basically that little Jay finds out that the school's not recycling, and the principal's trying to hide all this fact, and by doing so, she has to face a lot of censorship. So throughout the entire book, she gets help from her friends, and she tries to figure out how to fight this censorship. The process of making this book was a lot of things that I did not know about, and I had to learn not just about storytelling, about writing the story, but about how to actually produce this multiple times. So I used a lot of printing methods, and I had to learn a lot of concepts that were completely out of my league, about binding, about grain directions, about a lot of these different things. Like, there were so many types of papers, I had no idea. But it was a fun process, and there was the other challenge of trying to make this as seamless as possible to make it feel like a book, but also be able to embed all the technology inside. And it was one of the biggest challenges, because there's, you can make it so small to a certain point, but you can't go beyond that. So I designed this case where you can actually put the microcontroller inside and be able to control the book. So basically the book stands alone. It looks like a regular book, and you're able to put it inside of this base, and you can actually make it come to life. So hopefully the future of this will be several books that you can plug into this device, and you can enjoy the whole experience. Thank you very much. Hope you can see it.